So yes, it's just like the title says, but I figure I give a little more context. My ex and I were together for 11 years and I caught her cheating on me. She had been sexting multiple guys. She cried and promised she never talked to them again, and I forgave her. A whole year went by after that and I found that she was cheating on me again, but this time going out and having sex with other people, one being, let's just call him Peter. So I left. Over the next year and a half we would talk to each other sometimes. I would never ask about Peter because I didn't care, because it was none of my business. All I knew is that he lived in New Jersey and that we live in Rhode Island. Oh, I forget to mention that he is married and was cheating on his wife with my ex. My ex was my best friend, and so it was very hard when she left because I had no one really to talk to that knew me. But during that time I picked myself up, got my own place, made new friends and got into a really good spot in life again. So my ex calls me up yesterday crying. She told me for the past 6 or so months that she has been depressed and says she wants to give up. I guess Peter only comes by once a month and every time he does he's just a prick. She has lived her life around his schedule apparently for the whole time. They've gone from talking every day to now talking once or twice a week. My ex seems to think that Peter wants to get back with his ex-wife. Peter has now blocked her on everything and will not return any of her messages. Should I really give a shit about what these two are going through? These two shitbags took everything from me. My life, my home, my pets. I'm not the kind of person to turn somebody down when they're in trouble because I have a big heart and that usually gets me pushed over. I care enough about her to not want her to hurt herself. Edit. Wow. I did not expect this many responses. Thank you for the positive and negative responses, everyone. Since my father's death, I moved into a new apartment and I live alone with my cat. I am currently single, but I am not looking because I just have a hard time trusting anyone anymore. I told her that I will not be there to help her as she was not there for me when I needed it most. I said that you two destroyed my life and now you want sympathy. I wanted to scream at her, but I just felt pity. I told her to seek help from a professional. I'm happy with my life and finally got some closure to this mess. I truly believe in karma now, more than ever. BTW, if I ever meet Peter in person I will rip his throat out and shove it down his mouth to make his throat anew again.
Me, 31 female, with my ex-partner, 33 male, of 7 years, I feel intense regret after cheating and losing him. Instant karma made me regret cheating on him. Hi all. I'm 31F, looking for help with working through my thoughts. I know my behavior in my previous relationship that I'll cover below was not exemplary, but I am looking to move on and make things right, however that looks. Part of that is opening up about my predicament. Thanks for any advice you have, harsh truths or otherwise. I was in a relationship with a guy, 33M, for 7 years, which broke up around 1 month ago. We broke up mainly because I was having an emotional affair with another guy for around 2 months, and my ex-partner found out. Our relationship was in many ways perfect, and he is a perfect life partner. We were compatible in terms of our views, life goals, careers, some hobbies, interests in food, etc. We were best friends and I could rely on him for anything. He is smart, funny, incredibly emotionally balanced, seriously has his shit together, and probably the kindest, most self-disciplined and just one of the most genuine and easy to get along with people I know. Everyone likes him and finds him very impressive as a person. We were long distance for the last couple of years, which we really made work despite being in different states. Towards the end, he was traveling to see me a lot and we were due to end the LDR in the coming months, when his work project finished. At this time, he was pretty stressed with work and I could see that he was looking a bit run down during our daily chats and becoming a little difficult to speak to. He always said that some days he just didn't have much to say, and would be a bit silent. For a while, I was having doubts about our relationship because I felt like we were only friends, and the spark had gone between us. I wasn't feeling attracted to him and, if I'm honest, I'm not sure I was that physically attracted to him after the first year or so of being together. Our sex life wasn't always that frequent, maybe 2 to 4 times a month max when we lived together, and sex was becoming less enjoyable for me as time went along. He had a much higher sex drive than me, and had brought up the issue a number of times and wanted to have more sex with me/make me fulfilled too. He is a very considerate lover and, at the start of the relationship, we had some of the best sex of my life, and it was frequent. When he brought up the issue of sex, I tried to improve in frequency but always slipped into the same patterns of not being in the mood that frequently and basically rejecting him a lot of the time. The LDR didn't necessarily help that much with this issue. The thing is, my previous later also ended in a similar fashion. But in that case, my ex had also lost feelings for me, which made splitting much easier. I did sleep with another guy towards the end of that relationship also, so I know that this is a character trait or coping strategy that I have to work out. My current ex-partner was very open to trying to improve things with me in our sex life. But I have to admit that I was pretty bad at communicating to him and didn't try that hard overall to improve because I guess I just wasn't feeling it anymore and didn't know how to tell him. This problem of communication is something has been an issue for me, I now realize. My parents are terrible communicators and have not had the best of relationships, and some of my early relationships and sexual encounters occurred very young and were not the best starting points. Anyway, my ex and I are broken up and he has been completely no contact with me. I'm having some pretty intense regrets about both how it all ended and that it ended. I was having a stupid emotional affair with a guy I am still in contact with, who I basically just had a load of lust for upon meeting and who wanted to sleep with me too, knowing I was in a relationship. While I refused his advances, I liked the attention and just continued speaking to him. We are too far apart now for anything to happen. Recently, many of my friends have been looking for love also, and I think their escapades highlighted to me that I didn't have the same fun anymore with my ex. So, when this guy came along and showed me so much attention, I couldn't resist staying in contact. I guess I'm looking for some words of advice how I can move on from this, how I can face my issues, and whether anyone has gone through something similar. I know what I have done is highly disrespectful, and I need to address these issues head on. Also, I am now feeling so much regret that I want to contact him and try again, but know that I should wait before I do that to get my own stuff sorted out, and that it's probably incredibly selfish of me. I can't help but think that while I could find someone I am more attracted to in the long term, they probably won't have the same qualities as my ex overall, and I now realize what I messed up. In some ways, I don't feel like I deserve to find someone like him again. Before breaking up, he still wanted to work on our relationship, but I was just so confused with myself and actions that I couldn't commit to making the necessary changes. Thanks for any advice you have, harsh truths or otherwise.